Silence. It hangs heavy in the air, thick and suffocating. The kind of silence that seems to press against your ears, making you acutely aware of every breath you take, every heartbeat that echoes in your chest. Dust motes dance in the faint slivers of light that pierce the gloom. They float lazily, suspended in time like tiny ghosts of the past, each one a fragment of a story long forgotten. The air is stale, heavy with the weight of forgotten memories. It carries the scent of decay, of lives once lived and now left behind. The peeling wallpaper, once vibrant, now hangs in tatters, a silent witness to the passage of time. This is the unsettling reality of abandoned places, where time stands still and whispers of the past linger in the shadows. Overgrown weeds reclaim the land, creeping into the very foundations of what was once a home. Dark corners hide secrets, waiting to be uncovered. There's an inherent eeriness to a forgotten home, a place where life once bustled and laughter echoed. Now, only emptiness remains. Dust-covered furniture stands as a testament to the lives that once filled these rooms. Abandoned children's toys lie in dark corners, their owners long gone, leaving behind a haunting reminder of innocence lost. The silence is broken only by the creak of floorboards under the weight of dust, or the sigh of the wind whistling through broken panes. Each sound is amplified in the stillness, creating an eerie symphony that plays on the nerves. It's in these forgotten corners of the world, in these decaying testaments to lives once lived, that we find the most unsettling stories. Old photographs, left behind in a derelict house, offer glimpses into the past, faces frozen in time, their stories untold. These are not just tales of hauntings, but glimpses into the darkness that clings to places where tragedy has unfolded. Faded family portraits hang on the walls, their eyes seeming to follow you, as if they hold the secrets of the house within their frames. Places where the veil between our world and the next wears thin. Misty graveyards near abandoned houses, dark doorways leading into shadowy spaces, all evoke a sense of unease, as if the past is just waiting to reach out and touch the present. Join us now as we journey to 3 such places, each with its own chilling history, each a testament to the enduring power of fear. These places are more than just abandoned structures. They are the keepers of stories, the guardians of memories, and the harbingers of the unknown. As we explore their darkened halls and forgotten rooms, we will uncover the secrets they hold, and perhaps come to understand the true nature of fear. The old house stood on a windswept cliff overlooking the Atlantic. Its silhouette was a stark contrast against the turbulent sky, a lonely sentinel watching over the restless waves below. The salt air had weathered its wooden siding to a pale gray, and the windows stared out blankly, like the eyes of a blind man. The house seemed to hold its breath, as if waiting for something or someone that would never return. Locals called it the Whispering House, and they spoke of it in hushed tones, if they spoke of it at all. It was a place of secrets and shadows, where the past lingered like a ghost, refusing to be forgotten. The story went that a young couple had lived there a century ago, madly in love and planning a family. They were the picture of happiness, their laughter echoing through the halls, filling the house with warmth and light. But tragedy struck when the husband was lost at sea. A sudden storm had claimed his life, leaving the wife alone and heartbroken. The sea, once a source of joy and livelihood, had become a cruel reminder of her loss. Distraught, the wife wandered the halls, whispering her husband's name to the empty rooms, her voice growing fainter with each passing day. She would sit by the window, staring out at the ocean, hoping against hope for his return. Eventually, she too disappeared, leaving no trace but the faint sound of her voice, forever echoing through the halls. The house, once filled with love and laughter, was now a monument to sorrow and loss. Those brave enough to venture inside spoke of a bone-chilling coldness and a pervasive sense of sadness. The air was thick with the weight of unspoken words and unfinished stories, a palpable reminder of the lives that had once been lived there. Some claimed to hear whispers, faint and indistinct, like voices carried on the wind. They spoke of hearing their names called out, as if the house itself was trying to communicate, to share its secrets with those who would listen. Others reported seeing the spectral figure of a woman in a white dress, her face obscured by shadow, her voice a mournful whisper on the breeze. She would appear at dusk, a fleeting presence that vanished with the first light of dawn. In the attic, old letters were found, their ink faded with time. They were love letters, written by the wife to her lost husband, never sent, never read. Each letter was a testament to her undying love and her unending grief. Outside, the garden had grown wild and untamed, a tangle of weeds and wildflowers. It was as if the house itself had given up, surrendering to the passage of time and the inevitability of decay. On nights when the moon was full, the house seemed to come alive. The whispers grew louder, the shadows deeper, and the air was thick with a sense of anticipation. It was as if the house was waiting for something, or someone to return. Among the forgotten belongings, a child's drawing was found, a simple family portrait. It was a poignant reminder of what had been lost, of the dreams that had been shattered by the cruel hand of fate. The Whispering House remains a place of mystery and melancholy, a silent witness to a love that transcended time and a loss that could never be forgotten. Its whispers continue to echo, a haunting reminder of the past that refuses to fade away. Deep in the Louisiana bayou, shrouded by Spanish moss and the humid air thick with the scent of decay, stood Blackwood Manor. This once grand plantation house was now a crumbling ruin, its white columns stained black with age and neglect. But the decay was only a hint of the darkness that festered within. It was here that Dr. Edward Blackwood, a man of wealth and questionable sanity, conducted his horrific experiments in the early 20th century. Driven by a twisted fascination with the human mind, Blackwood subjected his patients, many of them slaves and servants, to unspeakable tortures, convinced he could unlock the secrets of the soul. The horrors he inflicted left an indelible mark on Blackwood Manor. Visitors describe feeling an overwhelming sense of dread upon entering the house, as if they are being watched by unseen eyes. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs of screams and moans, and some have even claimed to have been physically attacked by unseen forces. In the heart of Edinburgh, Scotland, nestled among the bustling streets and historic buildings, stands Greyfriars House, a stark reminder of the city's dark past. This house, with its ivy-clad walls and foreboding presence, has long been a subject of local folklore and ghost stories. It is a place steeped in sorrow, where the weight of history can be felt in every creak of the floorboards and every whisper of the wind. The echoes of betrayal and murder linger in every shadow, creating an atmosphere thick with unease and dread. The house was once home to Lady Anne Greyfriars, a figure whose tragic story has been passed down through generations. Lady Anne was a woman of wealth and beauty who lived in the 17th century. Her life seemed perfect, but beneath the surface, turmoil brewed. When her lover, a young nobleman, broke off their engagement to marry into a more influential family, the betrayal cut deep. The wedding that was supposed to be a joyous occasion turned into a symbol of her heartbreak and despair. Lady Greyfriars was driven to despair, her once bright future now overshadowed by dark, stormy clouds of sorrow. Consumed by grief and rage, she could not bear the thought of her lover finding happiness with another. In her anguish, she placed a curse on the house and all who entered it, vowing that her betrayer would never know peace. The curse was not just words, it was a manifestation of her intense emotions, and it has lingered ever since. To this day, Greyfriars House is said to be haunted by the vengeful spirit of Lady Greyfriars. Her presence is felt in the cold drafts that sweep through the halls and the eerie silence that pervades the rooms. Visitors report feeling a sudden chill upon entering, as if a cold hand has grasped their heart, sending shivers down their spine. Objects move mysteriously, as if guided by an unseen force, adding to the house's reputation as a place of supernatural activity. Disembodied footsteps echo through the empty halls, a constant reminder of the house's haunted past. Some claim to have seen the apparition of Lady Greyfriar herself, her ghostly figure wandering the rooms in search of her lost love. Her face, contorted in an expression of eternal rage and sorrow, is a haunting sight that leaves a lasting impression on those who encounter it. The story of Greyfriar House is a chilling reminder of how love and betrayal can leave a mark that transcends time, turning a once grand home into a place of perpetual mourning and unrest.